This is the BF, the new mirrorless full frame camera system from Sigma in Almond. Before we go any further, this is my camera bought with my own money. Everything I'm about to say about this camera is my opinion and my opinion only. Sigma have not paid me or coerced me to make these videos or say any of the things that I'm about to say about this camera system. Right, that done with, let's get on with the video. In this video, I'm going to sum up and summarize my experiences with the Sigma BF and maybe a little list of things that I would really love Sigma to address if possible. Okay, sun's come out. Beautiful day today. Let's deal with no flip screen. My Sigma FPL, doesn't have a flip screen. Okay, it does have an EVF on the side which I can flip up, and I will admit I do use it. But in practice, I have not found a lack of flip screen generally to be particularly a problem. So all of those commentators out there that go, oh, it hasn't got a flip screen, it's awful. I'm sorry, but in practical use, coping with not having a flip screen isn't a problem. It really isn't a problem, or at least it hasn't been a problem for me. On the subject of the LCD, the one thing that I would say I have encountered that's been a bit of an irritation is the brightness of the LCD. And there are a number of people that have commented about the brightness of the LCD on a bright sunshiny day, a bit like today. We had 2 days in Prague where it was bright blue skies and, you know, nearly 30 degrees. And it was incredibly difficult to see the picture on the screen on those bright days. Now, there is a solution. There's a company called JJC that makes an LCD hood, which I do have, but I haven't actually practically played with it yet. But basically, it creates an eyepiece, if you like, that fits over the LCD. Like I say, I haven't really had the opportunity to play with it. That's probably a video in its own right for another day. But yeah, LCD brightness, that has been a little bit of a problem for me. Battery life. Yes, this camera does chew through its battery quite quickly, but I've got one of these little battery packs. Ooh, nearly fell over. One of these little battery packs, which if I have the camera out for a session and I think, it could do with a top up, well, I'll just top it up from this battery pack. If I'm out and about creating videos, so using the Osmo or the mic system, then I have this with me anyway, because the battery life on the Osmo, I've had my Osmo a long time, so the battery life is starting to fade quite quickly. So I'll have this with me, in which case I can plug the Osmo in, and also I can plug this in as well, just to top the battery up. So again, not really been much of a problem for me. Functionally, when I was out in Prague and I was in a situation, I'd gone indoors and I actually wanted to try and do some sort of semi-long exposures where I was trying to sort of blur people as they walked, say, out of the doors of a train station or something like that. When I was then trying to manipulate all the functions on the camera, so I was playing with ISO, exposure compensation, aperture, although in fact what I should have done is I should have used the aperture ring on the lens, but then if I was using the 28-200, that doesn't have an aperture ring, so I'd have to manipulate it on the camera, so maybe that's not such a bad thing. But I did actually find changing all of those things in order to try and create a half-second exposure, I found that quite difficult and quite clunky. Now, I think that's more to do with the fact that this isn't a camera that I use every single day. So therefore, you know, I'm not like instantly familiar with how to get at the functions, and I'm sure if I was to use it constantly for a week or two, then those functions would come quite naturally. But I think it's worth mentioning that in those situations where you very quickly want to manipulate a situation to get what you want, I did actually find the way in which the functions have been cut down to be a little bit clunky. I couldn't get at them fast enough. What I really wanted was that quick menu option that I've got on my FPL, and also I've got the same on the Panasonic S5 II. You know, press one button, have access to everything that you want to change, do the change, and then carry on shooting. So that was the one thing that certainly in Prague I found was a little bit of a problem. The other thing that I found sometimes to be a little bit of an issue is the level meter, the green line. It's very, very small and very, very faint. I would love it for Sigma to either make it as an option, or so you know, you have like a thick line and a thin line, or just make it more prominent, maybe change the color. On my FPL, you know, it's a good chunky line on the LCD. I've never had any problems with seeing the level meter on the FPL. On here, it's just a little bit too minimal for me, and I'd love it to be just a little bit more chunky. Again, make it an option so that you can swap between the two, or as I've already said, maybe even change the color as well. Lastly, for me, I have found the lack of a permanent histogram to be a frustration. I know how to get at the histogram, and I demoed how I currently get at the histogram in the functions video, but I would love to be able to have a little histogram in the corner of the screen all of the time. I'd love to combine it with the level meter as well, so you have those two functions together. I have checked with Sigma. There is no way currently to provide a permanent histogram. It's an option that you go to, and then when you touch the shutter button, it goes away. For me, that's, as a landscaper, that's something I really want. Out of everything that I've got as a niggle, I would say, would I say the histogram or the level meter? I think they're both on a par. I'd love a chunkier level meter, and I'd love a permanent histogram. Then this could be an excellent landscape photography tool. It is an excellent landscape photography tool, but it's an excellent landscape photography tool with a couple of niggles and a couple of frustrations. That aside, it's a brilliant camera. I've thoroughly enjoyed using it. I will continue to thoroughly enjoy using it. And if anybody's considering it, I'd say go for it. Absolutely go for it. If you get the opportunity to borrow one and try one for a bit, then so much the better. But yeah, it's a lovely piece of kit, and that's all I can say about it in my summary. Lovely bit of kit, fun to use, joy to use, and I'm looking forward to lots of people coming up to me and going, God, what camera is that? And I can proudly say, it's a Sigma BF. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please do search my channel for more and other videos that feature the BF and, of course, other Sigma cameras. Until we meet again, everybody take care, stay safe, look after each other. Bye for now.